We're going to take flywheel off, check the timing belt, and reinstall. Again, this is the 3040. I already got the mount bolt here removed. We're going to pop the back up and you shove the whole thing forward. Comes off. Now, got to break the flywheel loose. So, if you keep your tools in the same location, it makes it easier to break it loose. Whereas, way out like this, you don't have the power that you do along the same plane here. So this is how you should be breaking it loose. You can either tighten it up this way or break it loose this way. Remove the nut, remove the washer, reinstall the nut so it's flush with the top of the shaft. All right, again, ensuring you are not sending my bolts too deep into the flywheel. You will get into the stuff underneath it. Ensure you got it far enough in, but just not too far. Tighten it down, find the loose ones, give them a little tighten up with the finger, tighten with the hand. Now they're all stiff. Now we're gonna break it loose. Certain pullers allow for this feature. It's really nice. All right, remove the flywheel. Now we can access all the stuff underneath. If we remove our vapor separator valve here, we can fold it out of the way there. Taking stator loose, got our three fasteners up top. Note, the wires for our stator assembly, lighting coil assembly, it's going underneath our pulsar coil here. Underneath the pulsar coil. That is retaining the wire. Ensure when we go back, you don't miss that. Pulsar coil is loose. Stator assembly is here. This connector here, it's always nice. So this connector here, you gotta pull this tab out to get the connector out of it, okay? So at that point, we can remove our stator assembly. Now we can remove the bolts holding down the mounting bracket of the stator assembly. Vapor separator valve mounting bracket loose. Get the stator bracket up. Got that wedged out of the way. All right. You'll note we are not timed up. All right. I want you to note I got an arrow here. There's an arrow here. I have marks on there. I have marks on my timing pulley. But you can't see nothing here. There is a keyway right there. That keyway should be lined up with that arrow. That's where the signifying mark is there. So we're going to drop this down on there to allow us to time it up. So you'll note those 2 bumps and 3 bumps I have marked on the timing pulley. Those are the top dead center marks for cylinder number 1, top dead center marks cylinder number 2 and 3. 1 is marked by the pulley right there. Now, you'll note that cylinder number 1, top dead center, pointed at the arrow. Puts our notch on the arrow. Okay? If we spin this around to here, that'll be top dead center number 2. We spin it around so that arrow is pointed in the middle of these 2 buttons. Top dead center number 3. We always operate on top dead center number 1, compression. The belt is just a press fit on. Do not use any tools or sharp objects to get it off. It should be a nice slow process. When you install it, ensure the belt is facing upwards. Catch the front ensure that it is in time. Just go back around, getting that belt in place. I'll probably push it in towards the middle and pull out. That gets it to line up nicely. Get it down into play. At this point, spin it over 2 times. 2 times. Why is that? Full cycle. To ensure that you have installed the timing belt correctly. We're going to use the tool. See, top dead center number 2. Top dead center number 3. There's 1, 2, 3. Back to 1 to verify everything is still correct. It's a little off center. I didn't line it up. There we go. Timed up. Everything looks good. Now we put all of our stuff back on it. There's a tab here on this mounting bracket. Ensure that it is against that hard spot. If you start letting it get around, this will get off into the flywheel up here. So get it flush and give it a little pull, ensuring that tab is against that little boss on the block. All right, on this here, these little alignment dowels are important. Ensure either they stayed in the block or they're in here. They are what keep this thing perfectly aligned when it's getting installed and put together. At this point, I highly recommend you looking at the service manual, figuring out what the torque spec is on that. All right, the stator's going on. We talked about this spot right here, right? Ensure that's not there or there. Ensure it's underneath the pulsar coil. And I'll start and run them up. Ensuring everything we have disconnected gets reconnected. Make sure, look up the time belt, ensure nothing's touching it. Now we're going to install the flywheel and torque its nut down. Before you install the flywheel, always ensure nothing is stuck to the magnets. Now when it comes to installing the flywheel, I'm going to stage it up right there. That allows me to line the key up as the flywheel slides down, ends up perfectly in place. Okay, now ensuring we've got our oil on our washer and our nut for proper torquing. And we will bring the torque up to 112, ensuring our tools are along the same plane. We're able to get that 100 foot-pounds. Pretty easy. Again, ensure nothing is touching our flywheel. We then ensure that our pulsar gap is correct. Install the cover down, and our fastener on the top. And that'll conclude the timing belt removal and installation lab.